What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back with another episode of Here We Go Again. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Sting's retirement, as well as Roman tells The Rock to acknowledge me. All this and more in this episode of Here We Go Again. But before we get into this, make sure you thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get it.
If you in there, nigga, I'm ghost.
Feeling a little tough last week, and I had to postpone it a couple of days, and then by the time I would have got the video out, like, everything that was discussed in it would have been just, who really cares? But link in the description of this one, and when you go to the last chilling session, then you'll be able to find the previous one. But this one's gonna go to NXT all the way to AEW Collision. Hold on. Yeah, AEW Collision, and then briefly talk about Revolution. And also I didn't even check out anything that happened on Rampage. Rampage is going to be that thing where unless they talk about something crazy happening or I really got like some free time to let me check out this Rampage. Other than that, I'm kind of good on it at this point. Because, like, if it's something that's crazy that happened, it'd probably be trending by the time we get there. Like, by the time it's live. And then, you know, since it's not live, or it goes live. Since it's not live, then, you know, they can tweak things how they want to tweak it. But, without further ado, let's get into this. And we got NXT. Dragunov opens the show, and I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was on the phone when it started. But so it wasn't until like I got maybe a couple matches in where I was like, oh, Booker T is back. I don't even know what happened to him. I just remember Carmelo saying something about it. Oh, he's next to Trick. No, Trick is next to Booker T, chanting out that stupid song. But he's back now. We get Kiana James versus Kalani Jordan. So I don't even know what happened with Kalani in the first place. All I just remember was like, oh, Iron Survivor, and then I seen her on a couple of occasions, like once or twice. Then I didn't see her for a good minute. Then we saw her in the top 4 for the number 1 contendership for Vengeance Day, and then didn't see her until like last week against what was it, Lash Legend. But we get these two. Kiana too a little bit, but we've seen Kiana like 3 times more than we've seen Kalani in the past couple weeks. But Kiana gets the win. We get OC versus Malik Black and Idris Enope. OC wins that. Then we get Roxanne Perez versus Jakara Jackson. I'm trying to think, is this my first singles match seeing Jakara Jackson? I've only seen her maybe in tag teams or battle royals or whatever it may be. And I know for sure I've seen her ringside in other matches, whether it's Last Legend, Metaphor, or I guess a member of Metaphor, and she be over there screaming them, you know, spamming them screaming emotes. You already know what time it is. Like I said when I was first talking about it, I'll be editing something right here, and then I'll have it playing right here. I have it on low volume because I still gotta hear what I'm editing. Why am I still hearing y'all scream louder than what I'm editing, which is at complete full volume? But anyways, I believe Roxanne Perez wins. I don't remember. I think this is when I was like, oh, Booker T is back. I was into my phone call and whatever it may be. And but I did Roxanne moonsaults, lands on Jakara, face with the shins. It looked pretty tough, and this is happening after the little Sammy Guevara Jeff Hardy thing. Like when they're out here doing flips and shit like that, sometimes they're gonna land wrong. People talking about something. He needs to be fired. Things happen like that. But Thea, I guess, gets left by Riley Osborne, or maybe they're gonna put a little pause in it. It's kind of like we're having this storyline in an AEW. We got the little Ruby Soho Saraya storyline. But with the AEW thing, they're purposely trying to do that. This one, JC Jane is just, the character in the storyline is just an idiot. And yeah, she ends up dipping with Kiana. So hey, that's gonna be some rivalry. Maybe it's gonna stand and deliver. Who knows when that takes place? Thea Hell and JC Jane. But the friendship is coming to an end. We get Dijak defeating Luca. I'm not even gonna pretend. Like, not only don't you have a typical last name, the handwriting is just terrible right here, dude. But Lyra Valkyria tells Tatum that they're tagging together to face the Kabuki Warriors. You're losing. There's gonna be no suspense. You're not getting these titles. Actually, I don't even know if it's for the titles or not. I think it is. And after this, we get we've been getting these little vignettes of blah 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 faces and this, that, and the third. I don't even remember what they said, and I don't even know if that lines up to who it turns out to be, but it turns out to be Shawn Spears. Now, granted, I didn't know you when you was in WWE before. It's like there's always people that I've missed. Andrade, I seen his last match in AEW, and I was like the week I started watching AEW, so I had no idea who he was. I don't know how long you've been away from AEW. I just remember you doing, I think you're doing an interview with Chris. I don't remember who it was, but you was talking about a little chair shot with Cody Rhodes. That one was tough, dude. Golly, that was looking like a murder scene. I don't know how I would have reacted in that situation, but that's what I remember your face from. So to see you in here, that's kind of cool. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what your talent is. I'm just going to have to see. Get Lexis King versus Von Wagner. Lexis probably won. Don't remember. But we get Jada Parker versus Gigi Dolan. And no matter what the decision was in the match, Jada's winning. Hey, Miss Parker. She deserved treatment. I tell you what. Listen. I think right around here is when old girl called me back on the phone. I'm sitting, Jada pulled up. I'm like, golly. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We get the Heritage. I thought this was gonna be, well, technically, match wise, it is the main event. But we get the Heritage Cup with Noam Dar and Dempsey. No, we got a new champion. I don't really care about this Heritage Cup thing. Number one, I don't like them carrying an actual cup and not a title. Number two, I don't really care about the rules. It's not terrible, but it's just like, it's not like a match stipulation where I'm like, ooh, I'm really excited to see that match. At least with the little underground joint, like, that was something I actually thought of before I even knew it was a thing in NXT. And it was like unique, and it wasn't like anything too crazy or anything that was like too not professional wrestling. But we get Dragunov and Hayes going to try to sign their contract. Family pulls up. And meanwhile, the 2 to 3 the 2 to 3 times the whole entire show. What the fuck, dude? Hold on. All right, my bad. The 2 to 3 times the whole entire show when we see Carmelo, he got all these security guards with him. Tony pulled up and went like these. And they skedaddled. They on the payroll. You were borrowing his security, Melo. Ava talking about some Tony, chill out. He didn't get any action. He just said, "Hey, y'all skedaddle." But we're basically gonna get a match between Tony and Melo for the contendership, for the championship. Now, I don't think Tony's win. Maybe he will. I don't know. If he does win, I think that's when we'll get a trick return and he'll cost the match. But I think most likely we'll get the trick return versus Dragunov, which will cost him the match. And then, because when is this match? This match is like before. It's not Stand and Deliver. I think Stand and Deliver, that's will be Trick and Melo. And whether they continue this or not. I mean, Melo's on the main roster right now. So, I mean, is he really though? Post Royal Rumble, is he really on the main roster? And plus, he's doing this new heel run with Trick, and Trick is still in NXT. Sorry, buddy, your call up is not the same. At least Braun Breaker's still on the TV. He may be the NXT Tag Team champions, but still. But that's how we end NXT. Now we get AEW Dynamite. So we start off. We get an injured Hangman. Now I wasn't really paying attention to see him that much for his injury on the previous show. But he pulled up. He was in the crutches. Gave his little story. Swerve came out. Talked a little bit. Then Samoa Joe came out. So they was talking smack for a little bit. Swerve backs turn. And then I'm like, da 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 da. I look over and I just see Hangman grabbing a crutch. I was like, oh, I guess he good then. Mink. Laid the beat down on Swerve. Hangman, there's no tweener. You are a heel, bro. You are a heel. It is what it is. We get BCC and FTR. BCC versus FTR and Eddie Kingston. It was a good match. But speaking of good, with Dynamite, we got Will Ospreay making his appearance on Dynamite. The audience was loving it, you know what I'm saying, and I'm interested to see what he's gonna have to offer. I heard lots of great things from him. But we get Orange Cassidy versus Nick Wayne. Open challenge. I don't know why, he's continuously, I guess he's trying to get his last couple reps in. But you're supposed to have this match at Revolution. So if I'm the person who just became the champion, am I supposed to defend against this person I don't particularly know or care about? Whether it be Nick Wayne or something, whoever it may be. Am I supposed to care about Roderick Strong at Revolution? I can't even celebrate, what is it, Dynamite? Less than a week later, and I'm fighting some guy especially when they promote it, you already know, Orange Cassidy cannot lose the match. But, Christian Cage and the Patriarchy was, ringside. They had to get ejected. Get him out of there. Orange Cassidy obviously wins and retains. You were not losing that match. We get Sky Blue versus Chris Statlander. Stokely cost the match. He's trying to hand her a chain to use as a weapon. She says no. I don't know why you sat there and just spammed. After she said no the first or second time, skedaddle. Okay, yeah, you got it. Even if she's getting her ass beat, all you're going to do is, become a nuisance. So then he's still trying to, hey, the chain. So then the ref's, trying to deal with it. When the ref back turn, all BS is about to occur. Julia Hart gets the title. his Chris Statlander to face, has her slept by these. So, Scott, Julia Hart. I believe Julia Hart was ringside. Grabs the title. Sky Blue hits her with the title and has her slept and gets the win. We get Chris Jericho versus Atlantis Jr. They gave the little story about Chris Jericho and Atlantis Senior. Oh, excuse me. But he locks in the walls. He also came out into, a different theme. Had the Lion Tamer. But he hits the walls of Jericho, and then Pops throws in a towel. After 5, he didn't even let his son get a chance. He said 1, 2, 3. Okay, yep, towel. That's it. Not even. Oh, hey, can you try to get to the rope again? Can you try to reverse it? Nah, towel. No faith in his son whatsoever. Speaking of no faith, I was about to have no faith in Sting's relationship with Darby Allin. Cause listen, we get this little end of show segment. Young Bucks, the whole night they've been looking for Sting. They pull up to the ring, and then later, we get Darby Allin in the Sting mask, pulls it up. He starts throwing hands. He's getting his ass beat. It is what it is. He gets hit with the EVP trigger. That's tough. Ric Flair comes out. He kind of gives some approval to the Young Bucks. They give him a weapon. He drops the weapons and pretends. I mean, well, I guess technically he is pretending, but he proceeds to try to throw hands with the Young Bucks. It's different if Ric Flair gets some hits on you when you're distracted or you're kind of like not taking him serious. Then he hits you with like a chop that's like, oh, I didn't expect that. Hold on. Okay, now let me take you a little more serious. They never have it be that case. The only time I've ever seen it, from like the 5 times I've seen it happen, was with Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs was kind of just like, yo, what are you doing? Bro, if you don't like, he was basically he was just amused, like, a regular superstar couldn't even do this to me right now. And I'd be, And so, or I think because he do be hitting like the eye pokes. So, or, eye scratch, whatever he be doing with the eyes. Okay, I'll let that one slide. You do the eyes and hit him with a couple chops, and then when they recover, they're going to let it smack down on you. He gets hit with a low blow. The only note that I have, all of this is from memory. The only note that I have here is, Flair, stop fighting, bro. Stop. He always try to get in a ring and it never looks good. Sometimes the best it's ever looked is almost serviceable. So, after they laid a smackdown on Flair, then Sting's music hits. They pull up to the ramp, and it's like the time that we had to wait of them being at the top of the ramp with the bats just waiting for Sting, for him to like descend from the raft, the ceiling, and by that time, like, logically, shouldn't the Young Bucks be like, I don't think he's coming out. Or you could have had his sons pull up in some gear, and you're kind of like, oh, okay. So then they're distracted by the sons, but you turn around, it's the real Sting. Just a little something. It's just like, there's certain things, and then here come, okay. I'm probably not gonna make this a clip, but this is just things that I think that should just be implemented to make things seem more seamless. I had the video clip. It said the most useless ref in is this the most useless ref in WWE history? Bailey's doing something, and I'm like, the ref is just saying, no, don't do that, instead of, hey, you do this, I'm gonna disqualify you, even though that's not the finish of the match. These dumbasses get in my comments talking about it's not real, right? Yeah, buddy. It's like if an actor says a line and it doesn't sound good. Or there's a line in a script and the line is terrible. I'm going to say the same thing. So I just want to clarify that they were supposed to be distracted or surprised by Sting. Yeah, there's ways you can do that. And also have backups just in case things don't work out, especially if you're doing something like having him descend from the heavens. So hey, just in case it's taking too long, we'll send his kids out. Have them kind of distract them, and then the Young Bucks kind of like amp up, like, yeah, come on, bring it on. You want some of this? And then when Sting finally comes down, they're just kind of like, look behind you. But this man really waited for Flair and Darby Allin to get their asses beat to finally pull up. But this little segment is how we ended AEW Dynamite. And now we're on a Friday night SmackDown. Roman opens the show. And then he goes through like 3 different acknowledge me. He's like, that's not good enough. I got one more time or I'm leaving. And then when he's like, you know what? Enjoy this. Thanks for helping me get my one appearance done with. And like even he's trolling himself, dude, at this point. Paul Heyman's like, we can't leave. We have to call him out. As he's introducing The Rock, this dude Paul Heyman calls him BDE. Not even he has BDE. And why are you even saying that? There's never a scenario besides like me saying this is what this person said that I will ever say that about anyone. No, sir. I would never say that about another man. Absolutely not. But The Rock comes out. So The Rock is cutting his promo. And then The Rock's going through like, I believe he's going through every single person in the bloodline. He gets the Solo.
The wise man is in a good mood. The Universal Champion is in a good mood. Jimmy's in a good mood. Solo's in a good mood. You wouldn't know it by looking at him, but that's his happy face. He's in a good mood.
And then the cameraman gets closer to Solo, and he kind of, you can tell that he's about to break because he's kind of just like.
And here's why we're in a good mood, Glendale, Arizona.
But basically, Rock, he calls out Cody and Seth Rollins. He's like, you think you can go one-on-one with the Great One? He said that like 16 times, dude. No, you don't get to. So this is what he proposed, and we're gonna get the answer next week on SmackDown. I guess this week on SmackDown. But he says night 1 will be The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And night 2 will obviously be Roman versus Cody Rhodes. So if you win night 1, you as in Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, the match will be clear of all bloodline interference. If you lose on night 1, anything goes. Anything was going to go regardless until you propose this. Then he's giving like scenarios. This person might do this, blah, blah, blah. The Rock might pull up a chair and blah, blah, blah. If anything, I would have been like, if we win night 2, special referee, this person is gonna be ringside, this person's going to be doing commentary, I don't know, whatever you want to do. Basically, you're gonna be surrounded by the bloodline. It's not gonna be Solo pulling up for the 20th time in a hoodie like, surprise nigga, we know it's you. It's not a surprise. But no, they're gonna be camping there. Oh, you want to pull something? And then, oh hey, he's not gonna say this, but hey, You think you got all the bloodline out of the way? Here come another cousin. And then obviously we need to have Cody be able to be the first one to overcome that random interference. This time when they pull up the hood, we're like, we don't know who this is. With Solo, we know it's you, bro. I don't know why you continue to, like, no, bro. But here's how I think this is gonna go. Obviously, like, you can't just have The Rock propose that and then Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins is like, no, we're not gonna do that. Especially when we've been just doing this back and forth. I think The Rock and Roman will win. And so when Cody wins the title, it makes it even more impactful. Because if they lose, then it's just going to be like, well, now Cody Rhodes only has to face against Roman Reigns. And he almost had him beat last year. So now it's kind of just like, oh, hey, now he has his chance to beat him again. But the stakes is much more if you lose that night one. And The Rock is not getting the match that he wanted in the first place. You think he gonna lose to Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins? No. He is not. The question is who gets pinned? Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes? Ooh, if you do Cody Rhodes, that can even add another element to it. Like, ooh, no. Have The Rock do some moves. And then have Roman hit the final spear. Roman pins him. So we get the night two. It's like the commentators are kind of like, hey, he got pinned by Roman last night. Who's to say it won't happen again? Especially when it's bloodline rules. And then maybe Seth Rollins. He said, "I'm gonna be your shield." Seth Rollins pulls up. He handles. No. Jay pulls up. He handles Jimmy. Seth Rollins pulls up. He handles Solo. Or, nah, because he only got The Rock now. So let's say, or no. He handles Solo. And then, now it's Roman versus Cody. We got The Rock there. The Rock is in a perfect position to stop Cody Rhodes, and he doesn't do it. Roman loses. Then we get Roman like, why didn't you do blah blah blah? And then the Rock's response is along the lines of, if you're gonna be my tribal chief, you need to be able to beat this guy Cody. And that could lead. See, so if we don't want to do the, hey, The Rock's inside man, that could be The Rock being like, this is tribal chief. If you're going to be the leader, you got to be able to handle this one-on-one. We'll help you out like every now and then, but hey, you got to be able to handle this guy. He was talking about our family. You're going to let that slide? We don't need to jump him. We just need one of us to get the work. Or maybe if The Rock gets the pin on Cody night one, hey, I pinned him. You did not. I mean, well, if he can kind of rebuttal and say, hey, I pinned him last year, but let's say The Rock, with no interference, pins Cody Rhodes. I pinned him clean. You never have. Come on, man. This off the top. So if you don't do nothing better than that, I'm on your head top, boy. All right. But speaking of a little rift between Roman and The Rock, The Rock goes and he is,
If you're some man,
he's like, I need one thing. I already seen this one like circulating online before like I said, a lot of these Smackdowns I don't watch live. So I already saw this one circulating afterwards, but he's like, there's one thing I need you to do.
but I need this one thing.
And I need you to acknowledge me as your tribal chief.
Acknowledge me.
And so The Rock acknowledges him.
I acknowledge you as my tribal chief.
And then you just see everyone's reaction in the back. Roman's kind of like, all right, yeah, that's all I needed, because he's been being little bro. He been little bro since The Rock came back. But you can see Paul Heyman's face in the background, kind of like, oh shit. And then Rock gets spammed with "You sold out" chants. And then I don't remember his response, but he kind of responded to it a little bit. And then we get the "if you smell." And then he stops, hands the mic to Roman. Then Roman's like, "What the bloodline is cooking." I thought he was just gonna do his own "if you smell" with Roman. I don't know what he was. I was like, that was gonna be nasty. Even though the pause was a little awkward, I'm glad they went with that instead. What I was thinking at first, because that would have been no sir. We get a little backstage segment with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller and Randy Orton. Y'all are in the open locker room and laughing at Randy getting knocked out of Elimination Chamber. And meanwhile, like, listen, if I'm ever in that situation, I'm like, listen, the whole time I'm like, you're not about to sneak up on me. And Randy a big guy, boss. He's not like some little shout out R-Truth, no little Jimmy who's like, who can sneak past and I didn't even see you walk in. You know when he pulls up. He's like, that's funny. He's like, which one of y'all want to throw the hands, basically? Grayson Waller throws him under the bus once again. We get Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton. We get the prettiest moonsault pinfall win over Naomi. Now, hey, at this point, we got to strap the rocket to Tiffany Stratton back, because the crowd was feeling her a little bit. They was definitely feeling her in the Elimination Chamber. And you just beat a returning Naomi. This is her like second or third like singles match since being back. Hey man. We get Bayley and Dakota Kai versus Kabuki Warriors. This is my first time seeing Dakota in ring. LOL JK, because she sold on Bayley and they give her the work. I don't even know if she's like cleared for real. Maybe it's like, oh, hey, yeah, you can do that. You can maneuver around a little bit, but like, you can't be sitting there taking superplexes and shit like that. Unless I'm mistaken, I don't think she ever got in the ring. Even like, listen, at that point, I don't understand what the intention was. At that point, I know it doesn't matter. I'm just thinking in general. Dakota could have just jumped you, like with the Kabuki Warriors, instead of getting in the match and then saying no. Now y'all hold that loss on your record, even though it's like doesn't matter. I'm just giving out an observation. We get Braun Breaker versus a random pre-Braun W. I couldn't even finish writing. I said pre-Braun, and I was going to start the W, and it's spear. Ding, 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 over. We get Carlito versus Santos Escobar street fight. Listen, I will never, ever take a chair shot, ever. I mean, you can do the one on the back and stuff like that, but I'm saying to the face. Would someone wearing a trash can over their head and get hit with a chair, would that not hurt the same?
Looking to pick up a spring training game or two. My God!
And would that not like echo and like the vibration kind of like fuck your shit up? I'm surprised this happened in WWE. Not even a kendo stick. A chair. No, sir. Well, it kind of acts like a helmet a little bit. Okay, go put on a medieval helmet and get hit with a sledgehammer and tell me if it's cool. It's gonna rhyme with cool. The only thing that's gonna happen, is you about to drool. But we get Rey Mysterio returning. That's another thing that I've obviously seen circulating. Rey Mysterio returns. He got the crutch. They start to pull up. I was like, I don't remember him being on the crutch in the video. They start to pull up. He used it as a weapon. Huh, got baited. See, that's the thing Dakota Kai could have used. Hey, during that little segment when Bayley needed help, that would have made where she needed help before she grabbed the pipe. Dakota Kai pulled up and was like, "Hey guys, we gotta stop." Or no. Let's say they stretched that segment out a little bit. They had actually not. It couldn't have happened. Never mind. Because they're gonna say they jumped Dakota after already jumping Bayley. So let's say she believes Dakota, and it's like maybe she's fighting Asuka or Bayley's fighting Asuka, and then Dakota Kai pulls up like to be there. She's on the crutches, and then let's say Bayley wins. They're kind of facing off, and she gets in a ring. And then even though she can't really help out that much, she turns on Bayley. I only thought about that because like I said, Rey Mysterio. But Carlito hits Santos with Apple, backstabber, 619. And then we get a spine buster in through a table in the ring. Carlito gets that dub. And for our main event, because Grayson Waller threw him under the bus, we get Randy Orton versus Austin Theory. At first I was confused because I was like, I thought they said main event next. And then Kevin Owens pulled up. I'm like, huh? Like before anyone pulled up, like before anyone walked out to the ring. I was like, all right, is he about to have like a talking segment before this match? He's on commentary. Kevin Owens was he so bad wanted Randy to keep slamming it. He was like, do the thing, on the table. Randy kind of was like, okay, yeah, you already know the crowd's gonna want it. Anytime he does it, they always say one more time. But Randy Orton ends up getting that win. And we get at the end of after the match, we get Randy Orton and Kevin Owens fighting off Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller, y'all are another one, just like JCJ and Thea Hill. Friendship is on the time limit. Who's turning face though? Who's becoming a baby face? It's like through the lens of just, you would assume, hey, Austin Theory, but people have, granted, most of that was in Australia. People have been more entertained by Grayson Waller than Austin Theory. So, like, within storyline, it'd be more feasible for Austin Theory to be turning face, because it's like, I'm thrown under the bus, like, why am I even cool with this guy? But people are more, from what I've seen, entertained, even if we're not talking about in ring, with Grayson Waller. But now we get AEW Collision. We get Buddy Matthews versus who knows, because Briscoe pulls up and attacks him. They fight, then House of Black starts jumping. Now what happened to, like, I know everyone's doing their different, like, everyone got their own battles basically. Mark Briscoe only got in this situation because he was substituting for Daniel there might be other storylines I don't know about, but the last thing was, obviously they attacked him, but I'm saying that all stemmed from him being a substitute for Daniel Garcia when it was Daniel Garcia, FTR. This is Royal Rumble day, because this is, they try to throw that match in there and be like, hey, Watch us, please, instead of the Royal Rumble. Like that was going to happen. Dude, this is not a random WWE pay-per-view. There's nothing you can do. You're screwed. Sorry. But we get... So, no Daniel Garcia because he's dealing with Christian Cage. He didn't pull up. They made sure to throw him into that feud real quick. Then we get FTR and Claudio and John Moxley. But even if, hey, we don't want to make this our thing, you're getting jumped and you got in this fight because of us. We're not going to help you, though. No loyalty in AEW, it seems, within storylines. Now, debatable backstage, but... But, hey, if I'm Mark Bristow, especially after I got in this feud and no one got my back, I don't want to say I want to blame him, but that's kind of tough. This man tried to use... He tried to hit him with the pyro. That's tough. He tried to catch... Him and House of Black are literally trying to murder people on TV. We get Penta and Brian Keith versus Dante Martin. Oh, Penta versus Brian Keith versus Dante Martin. And I forgot what this was for. I don't know if this was a contendership map. I don't remember. But Dante Martin ended up winning. We get Mariah May versus a random pre-Mariah W. Anytime it says it's some newbie and then it's not two newbies, even if, oh, this person's making their debut in AEW. Okay, this person came from that company. You're not losing this match. Unless you were like Tony Khan's high school ex-girlfriend who broke his heart or some shit, dude. But Mariah May obviously got the W. Toni Storm pulled up. She pulled up after Mariah May. Toni Storm pulled up after Mariah May's W.
Here in All Elite Wrestling, and here is the world champion. She's here.
No congratulations. Walked straight past her. Didn't even go around the ring. Got in the ring and walked past her.
Open arms and oh yeah, she is stealing the spotlight. She blew right by her.
Got a mic. Called out Deanna.
Deanna Purrazzo, I must speak with you right now. Please come to this ring. This instance.
Deanna pulls up. They have their little promo discussion. With Toni Storm, we already know what time it is.
Very well. Very well. Well, goodbye, old friend.
And then she pulled out the lipstick. It was a wrap.
What is she doing? What is...
I'm more surprised there was no lips, that it wasn't on the lips. But we already knew what time it was. She hit her with a big kiss on the cheek. We get Austin Gunn and the Acclaim versus Dark Order. The former ends up winning that. Wardlow cuts a good promo. Then Jericho pulls up. When did you get in this mix, bro? But I guess. Calls on Mike. Crowd starts chanting Mike. Not for long and not overtly loud. Jericho, he starts cooking a little bit in this promo. I know people are just hating him unnecessarily. Granted, you gotta hit the gym. Your player build is looking real tough, my guy. Jeez. I know you're up there in age, but you gotta work on that. If you're in this business, you gonna need to start you gonna need to start wrestling in the singlet, my boy. I'm sorry, but he cooks a little bit. But Wardlow goes off. I didn't give any damns about Wardlow, but you know these last two promos, you know, okay, I gotta pay attention a little bit. We get Private Party versus Matt Sydal and Christopher. Who cares? They lost anyway. Private Party gets that W. We get Thunder Rosa versus a random pre-Rosa W. And then we get Daniel Garcia and Hook and Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta versus Brian Cage. What was it, Roderick Strong? I think it was Roderick Strong. Christian Cage and Killswitch. Too many cooks on Collision. Now this is unfortunate because I will be seeing a Collision soon. And I had a choice between Collision and Dynamite. And then they kind of finessed me a little bit too, because I was like, ooh. It looked like well, here's one reason. One, it would be working out. If I went to the Dynamite, it would have been working out, streaming, doing other stuff, getting ready for my work week, and then Dynamite, and then waking up early in the morning to go to work. That's tough. Instead of a day where I typically the only thing I really do is go to work, go to the store, and then if I have, let me edit this, let me write this, whatever it may be, and then I can go to the Collision. But what I've been noticing is Collision got like okay, so it's Dynamite is kind of a mix of everything. You get some trios, you get some tag, you get some women matches, you get regular singles matches. Rampage is kind of the leftovers. They're the leftovers, and occasionally you get someone who's like Heat, who we either haven't seen for a while, or maybe they go there just to be like, hey, we don't suck. And then Collision's kind of like, you get a couple singles matches, but throw all the trios, throw all the eight person tag matches, and it's like, yeah, they're cool, I guess. Like, we get to see some cool moves and stuff, but it's like, I don't want to see nothing like 80% that for a whole 2 hours. So this is when I was like, oh yeah, I really noticed this. So too many cooks in the kitchen on Collision, but Killswitch ends up pinning Trent Beretta, and then the faces start getting to work after the match, and I don't even think we've really got to see the result. I think they were fighting as Collision went off air, but now we got AEW Revolution. Now, like I said, this ain't like we're in WWE. We got Peacock, unfortunately. Shit's trash, but that's besides the point. So I got strictly results. I seen Sting give his like final promo. I seen, his celebration like when they went off the air, and I seen like some clips here and there. Like I seen everyone's posting this clip with Will Ospreay and Takeshita. And like it's like, oh yeah, that's a cool move, but like I'm not a big no sell guy unless it's like no sell and then boom, you hit your finisher, like, oh, pile driver, and then I'm like, and I'm kind of like that, like the animation they do when you hit the finish him. So you set up for the finisher, or the fatality, and then wrestling case the finisher. So that's the only times where I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, no sale, even though you're kind of like selling the disoriented. I'm not really big on that unless it's setting up a move after. But there was kind of like, ooh, power bomb, and I got up, and then I hit this move, and then you hit me with this move, and then the moves itself was cool, but I don't like to see the non-selling factor. I only say that because that was the main clip that was circulating through this whole like pay-per-view. But we get Bang Bang Scissor Gang, and they defeat Jeff Jarrett, Singh, Jay Lethal, Willie Mack, and Private Party by pinfall. 12-man tag match. Holy skadoodle. 12-man tag match, 12 minutes. So it's like every person in there, if they were lucky, got a minute worth of ring time. So hopefully they made it count. We get Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale defeating Julia Hart and Sky Blue by pinfall. Okay, that sounds like something I'll be, interested in. We get Christian Cage defeating Daniel Garcia by pinfall. No doubt there's probably some shenanigans going on. We get Eddie Kingston defeating Daniel Bryanson by pinfall. I heard that he did shake his hand and then did give him like props. And then there's a little video where there's talking behind the scenes. I didn't care that much to see it. But we get Wardlow defeating Chris Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus, and Daniel Martin. Oh, so maybe it was to put Dante Martin. I said Daniel. Put Dante Martin in this match. And this is to become a contender for the AEW World Championship. Orange Cassidy, your time has come. You have been defeated by Roderick Strong by pinfall. I don't know if there's shenanigans going on, but like Thanos said, it's inevitable. If he lost that match, if Wardlow didn't win the contendership match, the Undisputed Kingdom, even though besides Wardlow cutting his 2 promos, who gives a damn, bro? No one cares. So they have to do this to try to like redeem themselves, even though it's kind of been too long of no one giving a shit. We get Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, damn, y'all had Bryan Danielson doing double duty. But we get Jon Moxley and Claudio defeating FTR by technical submission. So no doubt it was probably Moxley with his little chokehold joint. We get Timeless Toni Storm defeating Deonna Purrazzo by pinfall. Yeah, y'all been trying to do submissions recently. Y'all couldn't have Deonna just come in and just tap out the, even though she's the champion, tap out the Toni Storm like that. Speaking of someone coming in, pause. Toni Storm. Let me chill. But we get Will Ospreay defeating Takeshita by pinfall. 22. Hold on. Yeah, they would have to they went longer than Sting and Darby Allin. Hey, man. We get Samoa Joe. This is another clip that I seen. We get Samoa Joe defeating Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. I've only seen like when Hangman taps and then people's like, oh, he lost just so Swerve could have won. That's true hatred. And I was like, I didn't see that in the clip. So hopefully there's more context of what they mean, and then it's not just a speculation. But I don't even want to see speculation because it is wrestling. But we get Sting and Darby Allin with Sting's final match, defeating the Young Bucks by submission. So even though I was someone who's heard of Sting but have never seen him besides when I started watching AEW, imagine if you followed his career the whole way through. It was a pretty emotional moment. Like I said, this is someone who only heard of Sting and never really paid attention to anything in his career. He was always in companies that I didn't watch, and then when he finally got to WWE, and I know that they fumbled him, I think I stopped watching around that time. So it just kind of just played out where I never really got to see him. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. What up? Yeah, damn. Yep. Hey, that workout is gonna like. Actually, what I could do is, yeah, it's gonna blend into Raw. That's tough. That is indeed tough. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. So we gonna, you know what I'm saying, we gonna be starting with, yeah, so we're how we should be. Raw and ending with Collision. That's how we should be. Elimination Chamber is out of the way. Revolution is out of the way. And the work schedules is fixing up, so now there's no reason why my stream should not be on Sundays every time now. But let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Thumbs up, subscribe, stay tuned for the next one, and I'm out.